You can't tell me what to do. That was my alcohol-fueled arrogance, I think. When I was drinking too much, I thought it was all right. I'll be fine. My parents knew when I was young. I was drinking too much. And my attitude was, don't tell me what to do. And even some of my colleagues in the police when I was a young man used to say, I think you're drinking a bit too much. Social events as well, I was always the last man standing at some events, And I got promoted and, God, you're still drinking as much, people used to say when they bumped into me. You're still drinking. I had friends in central London who I saw sort of 10 years later, and the first thing they said to me was, you're still drinking. And I had teenage friends. One was a taxi driver, a little bit older than me. And I saw him about 5 years ago when I was back in the northeast. And I hadn't seen him for years. He said, you still drinking? I said, no, I had to give it up. He said, I'm not surprised. He said, even in your teens, you were drinking more than everybody else. And I just thought, well, past history now, isn't it? But when I was younger, I wouldn't be told from the doctors. I was just like, oh, you should cut down. My ex-wife was saying you should cut down. No, I'm not doing that. Don't tell me what to do. I'll be fine. I thought I could control it, you see. Like a lot of other problem drinkers, I thought I could control it. And I was so wrong was I, Because you can't control it. And then the more people tell you about it, the less likely you want to stop. That's what I found. And I still had this don't tell me what to do attitude, because I thought that was the business, I know how much I'm drinking. I'm not drinking spirits, I used to think. I say, I don't drink bottles of whiskey. I just drink pints, I'm all right, mainly water, I'll be all right. Just have a headache. I don't have terrible hangovers, but I was just making excuses. And I was in denial, you see. And we do that for years, don't we? Because we're still chasing the buzz we got when we were younger. And I just wish I'd listened now, because I would have got sober earlier. And I'm all right, but I could have been a lot more healthy and wealthy, should we say, in life and achieved more. But I'm not going to dwell on that, because you can't turn the clock back up. Sorry, you can't turn the clock back, but you can wind it up again. So I think a lot of people are in denial. A lot of people I speak to are in denial. They say, well, I'm not drinking I'm not as much as him. I don't look as bad as him. I go to work, I do this, I do the other. But they're all drinking too much. And they've all got this attitude, don't tell me what to do. And I think when we go to the doctor, especially when we get a bit older, and the doctor says, you've got a foot infection, or you need your knee replaced, or whatever, or stop playing sports, don't walk as much, or don't do this, don't do that. We take heed of their advice. When they tell us to cut down alcohol or stop drinking, whoa, no way I'm doing that. I'm not going to stop. If you're told you've got skin cancer, you don't sit in the sun all day. It's common sense when somebody says you drink too much. We should realise. I think most of us know in a way we drink too much, but we don't want to. We don't want to be a misfit. I think there's some pressure in there, social pressure as well, isn't it? And if alcohol's been a big part of your life for many years, then it's like a whole change of lifestyle. A lot of people don't like doing that, because a lot of people go to the same pub, the same day, the same places, and it becomes a very habitual thing. I think alcoholism starts as a habit. I'm not sure about genetic links, but for many, many years I've had this don't tell me what to do attitude. Now that's got to change. And when I speak to people now, and I'm doing one-to-one, they know my story, how ill I was, I'm not telling them what to do, I'm advising them this is what's going to happen. And I think if somebody had explained to me in more detail what would happen, then maybe I'd have taken notice. But then again, I was quite arrogant with it. I know best. I'll be all right. And I wasn't all right. And when you've got professionals and people who know what they're talking about, I'm talking about older people here who know what they're talking about because they've been through life a bit longer than we have, then you've got to take note. And when they say you drink too much, they aren't saying it as a joke. These are people who care about you, people who want to see you healthy again. And it broke my parents' hearts when I was taken to the hospital in 2019. I had cirrhosis because I'd been off for 8 years. And I drank from 2014 to 2019. I self-medicated with alcohol then. And I knew I was in trouble, but I just couldn't get off it. And at that point, I would have done anything that I'd been told because I wanted to live. But prior to that, I was just dismissing it. I'll be fine. I know what I'm doing. I'm head chef, I'm top boy. I know I can drink as much as anybody else. And it was a badge of honour in some ways to drink more, but it was really bloody stupid, wasn't it? I met a lot of people in hospital, and some of who died. We were all sort of lying in bed thinking, what's your story type thing. And we all said, we've been fucking stupid, haven't we? We thought we'd jack the lad when we were younger, drinking cider in the park and all this carry on, and we drank more than anybody else. And, all in our 50s thinking, somebody's going to die here. And that's how serious it is. We don't take it seriously enough, alcoholism. And when somebody tells you you're drinking too much, you're drinking too much. Because people aren't just going to say it for no reason. Especially people who are close to you. Forget about the idiots in the pub. They matter not. But you've got professionals, you've got relatives, especially close family and children, then take note. Even my daughter, she's older now, she's 31 now. But she knew when she was a teenager I was drinking too much. And I was off for 8 years and everything went fine then. And I went back on it. She knew immediately I'd gone back on it. Quicker than my parents. And I let her down. And I couldn't stop. And then when I was in hospital, she came in and said, I don't want you to die. Because I need you to walk me down the aisle. And that brought me in two. So be mindful of when people are telling you. And forget about this, don't tell me what to do attitude, the arrogance of it all. Realise that these people are trying to help you. And now I'm trying to help you. And if you need help, get in touch with me. The links are in the description. I've helped quite a lot of people. A surprisingly large amount have listened to me because of my story. And it's real. I've got the evidence. And it's made me a stronger person coming out the other end of it because I was so close to death. I just wish I'd taken notice younger, as I said earlier, and don't have this arrogance that you know what you're doing, because you don't. And you've got to be humble with this disease, because it is a disease, illness, whatever you want to call it. You've got to be very careful with alcohol, because even after years of sobriety, one drink will put you straight back on it, and further back than you were before, and it may even kill you. There's not just liver disease, there's heart disease, there's pancreatitis, there's blood disorders, there's cancers, accidents, suicides, all linked to alcohol. A lot of social problems are linked to alcohol, a lot of crimes, a lot of people are in prison because of alcohol. It's a mood changing agent, changes the brain activity. It's a very serious drug, which would be class 1, or class A nowadays, class 1 carcinogen as well. Take it seriously. Step back a bit when somebody says you're drinking too much. Take note and live a longer and healthy life. If you've got any questions, then drop me a line. If you are getting value from the videos, then please like and subscribe and share them if you can. And I'll speak to you later. I do a live most nights at 9 o'clock. I'll be on there tonight. If anyone wants to chip in on there, support the channel, get involved. There's some good people on there. And I'll see you later on. Take care.